You probably already know that feeling that you get when people your same age or even younger than you seem like they're progressing in life at a much faster rate. They're earning money, they're having kids, maybe they're starting their own business, or even traveling the world. And you're here sitting and watching this video. And I can already probably feel the thoughts that you just had after I said that. What if I told you that that's part of the pervasive problem of feeling behind in life? Because I want you to do this thing right now. I want you to just close your eyes and think back to your childhood. Think back to all of the good memories you had when you were just a kid playing outside. Did you feel like, in those moments that you're thinking about right now, did you feel like you were wasting time when you were interested in learning, socializing, playing, learning about things that, were all new to you? Do you feel like you were behind in life? Do you feel like doing all of these things was just a way to pass time? I can almost guarantee that when you were a kid, you were just present with what was. You were okay with just being in the moment. You were okay with just having clarity with what's right in front of you. And so this idea of feeling behind in life is, I believe, has been programmed into you, and has been programmed into you in ways that are malicious and don't serve you and don't serve your higher self. Because I was walking through the city the other day, the city where I live, around my area. I was walking through the city and I was looking at all of the advertisements. I was looking at all the commercials and all of the clothing stores and food places, and I was looking at the billboards, and I couldn't help but think, this is all really fucking stupid. When you're walking through like a mall or some sort of shopping center, and there is a clothing store, and there's a guy sitting there like wearing a jacket, and you think, oh, I don't need that jacket, but then you keep looking at it. I was looking at this particular thing. I was looking at this guy wearing this jacket in this clothing store. I was thinking, I don't need that jacket, but that does look pretty cool. And I was finding myself being unconsciously programmed into thinking that I needed that, into thinking that I was like behind because the jacket was expensive and I can't afford it right now. I think this is part of the issue of like feeling behind in life. I realized that all of this programming and all of this unconscious conditioning that society pushes onto us through media, through being out in public, literally going to a shopping mall, makes you feel like you need more all the time. And so this idea has been programmed into you. What this does is it makes us numb. It makes us numb to our own reality and our own perspectives. Because I truly believe that, just as like you were passionate about the little things when you were a kid, you probably don't feel the same way as an adult. And the reason is because, like I said, we've been numbed. And you can't expect to be passionate about anything in life if you're numb to it, if you're numb to your own experience. And I believe that the numbness truly stems from lack of quality nutrition, lack of good quality sleep, lack of clear virtues, a lack of a strong belief system that supports your higher self. And I think most importantly, the numbness stems from the acceptance of shame within yourself. Because I used to be like this. I used to not be passionate about anything. I used to be like, well, if I'm not feeling passionate about anything, then I may as well just numb myself further. And then this kept the cycle of feeling like I needed to do something because time was running out and I was getting older. And I was feeling like the insecurity of not doing enough was catching up to me, purely from exposing myself to the programming and to the conditioning that I needed to reject the present moment and reject where I've come to now in order to get to where I want to be. It's a paradox. And from this lack of passion, I eventually got to a point where I was like, something has to change. I have to do something in order to feel passionate about life again, so I can get back to that childlike feeling of pleasure and play and having fun. And so this was when I took back my sovereignty. This is when I took back my sovereignty for my own health. This is where I took back my sovereignty over my own mental health. As a lot of you may know, I've experienced obsessive compulsive disorder before. I've literally experienced schizophrenic-like symptoms before. And so sitting here now, talking to you, experiencing this reality with you is honestly a miracle. I believe that once you take back your physical health and your mental health, then you can start to feel passionate again. And this feeling of being behind or needing to be somewhere or needing to do something in order to give yourself the permission to feel the emotion that you want to feel. I believe that once you address your physical and your mental health, that's when you'll literally wake up one day and you'll feel like a kid on Christmas, because everything feels new again. Everything feels exciting again. Because just as I mentioned before, when you're a kid, there's no feeling of like being behind. Sure, you may have felt behind in maths class because you weren't interested in the topic or the subject. You may have felt behind in some sort of sports activity, but you can see the link between the programming that is being placed onto you to make you feel insecure, to make you feel scarce, to make you feel like you need to buy the thing or do the thing in order to give yourself value in the world, in order to give yourself love is the ultimate thing. And so I think you owe it to your younger self, that younger self that literally would pick up a blade of grass and be passionate about the shapes and the colors of the blade of grass. You owe it to your younger self, that version, that 6-7-year-old version of yourself. You owe it to them to come back to what you're passionate about and to stop numbing yourself so that you can realize what you love. I literally feel like I'm back in school. I literally feel like I wake up and I'm so interested about learning about health. I'm so interested in learning about making music. I'm so interested in learning about building muscle and working out. I literally feel like I'm back in school, learning again. But in a way that now feels like I'm not learning out of scarcity. I'm not learning out of this idea that I need to be doing something because I'm behind and I'm 25 years old and haven't built a business yet. And so it's like I said before, we can discern that the idea of feeling passionate about something again really comes back to just experiencing that more childlike sense of play, that more childlike sense of wonder. The most valuable times of my own life has been getting back to this sense of play. I can guarantee you, if I walked into your house right now and I walked into your room where you're watching this video and I said, get up, we're going to go camping for a whole week out in the wilderness. And I really hyped you up for it. And I said, yeah, let's go do this. We're going to wake up at 5 a.m. We're going to go do push-ups. We're going to go do a cold plunge in the creek nearby. We're going to go hunting. We're going to learn how to build the best fire. We're going to smoke a cigar together. I can guarantee you within that whole week of camping together, this feeling of being behind would completely disappear. It would completely fade from your awareness and you would just be here right now and you would just be in this present moment with me. I hope that my words are resonating with you, bro. Or girl. I know men and women watch my videos. The last point I want to make right now before this video ends is just relax. Just chill out. You being so tense and so stressed out about needing to get to somewhere, wherever that place is what's stopping you from actually experiencing abundance in your life. I want you to just take a deep breath. You have time. You have time. But only if you have the courage to step away from what isn't serving you right now. Only if you have the courage to step away from the programming, to step away from all of the bullshit that society is trying to push on you. When you walk down a street and you see food that isn't good for you, but you smell it, the advertisements all colorful. You have time only if you're able to step away from the apple. The apple being all of the programming, all of the things that society is trying to tell you to buy, to invest into. And not everyone will, and that's okay. Not everyone's wanting to program their own mind, to have sovereignty over who they are and what they are. But I believe that if you've gotten this far in the video, then you have the capability of doing this. And I believe in you. I believe in you just like I believe in my 7-year-old self, to be passionate about life again, to be passionate about drawing a tree. I hope you have an amazing day, bro. Take some deep breaths, and I will see you very shortly.